no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Where are my most beautiful queens in the house? Where are my most beautiful queens in the house?
Welcome to the Queen's Address. Welcome into the Queendom. So today I am beside myself with excitement. Today I have Butch and Cherie Hamilton in the building from the Ohio Black Expo. What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
What's up? What's
good,
up?
family? Good
Man,
to see you. Good to see you.
Listen, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
See,
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Ready is like that's a serious
It's a loaded
question.
question.
It's loaded.
Yeah. Time goes fast because it seemed like we just did this last year.
I know.
This moves quick.
I know.
So
I would say I'm ready with excitement.
Yes.
And from a planning standpoint, we're good.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yeah, we ready.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We are ready. The whole city is buzzing because y'all made a few announcements, and we're going to get into these announcements. We're going to get into all of the plans that you guys have out going on. And every year, for me, I told you this off camera before, the expo gets bigger and bigger every single year. And so what is your formula? What is the secret to the success of the Ohio Expo? Both of y'all can chime in.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's no secret. I mean, we just give back to the community what we think they want and need. And so we're very intentional with the artists that we select. We're intentional with the businesses that we bring in. Everything is plan, it's planned out.
Quite honestly, we follow spiritual guidance. I don't know how else to say it.
That's real too.
Literally, we pray together every day for guidance, and that we want to follow that guidance. And so we really follow our hearts. We follow our spirit. We check in with each other. We check in with our board. We check in with friends and family, other people in the community. We'll just say, hey, what do you think? But most of all, I think we just follow spiritual guidance.
Absolutely.
Just be honest. If I really had to do a gut check on
real.
it, that's what
it
is.
That's the so-called secret. Being in tap with the ancestors, the spirit.
And then knowing your assignment.
Our creator.
And knowing exactly the responsibility of the assignment too, because y'all knock it out the park every year.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank
but
you.
It's all about uplifting, our community.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate y'all. And so when people hear, I should say when some people hear Ohio Black Expo, right? They think, okay, well, maybe I won't be welcome because I'm not Black. And so it's been very inclusive every time I've gone. I told you guys a little bit off camera when we were watching Esperanza Spalding last year. There were people of all ethnicity, all races out there enjoying the music.
Yeah.
And so can you both talk a little bit about how the expo is a safe space for everyone?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing to think about is this is a celebration. First of all, we're a nonprofit organization. We do have initiatives and programs that run throughout the year. This is our big annual celebration of our culture. That's what we're coming together for. Our founder, Rhonda D. Robinson, created it to support and amplify Black businesses and organizations. So we do that inside of there. Everything else helps us with our overall mission to improve quality of life for Black people in Ohio. So that's the focus of what we're doing. And that, that's what motivates us to do it. And so we're targeting Black families and Black people to come, but that doesn't mean that no one else should come.
Right.
Cultural enrichment is important. And quite honestly, in the media, if you just go by what's on television and what's in the media, you'll think Black people are stark raving mad and unsafe to be around. And it's not true.
Right.
We prove it every year by not having any issues. And it's because we are a peaceful people by nature.
Absolutely.
And so, you're not, I think we're more welcoming than most cultures, to be honest.
I think so too.
You're
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nobody's going to be stopped at the gate if they want to come in.
It's a cultural celebration.
Exactly.
No, but at the same time, we unapologetically it's the Ohio Black Expo. So we are targeting our community, our people, and our families. But yeah, we welcome each and everybody.
Absolutely.
To come through.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's dope. And so I want to read a few names to you guys because I follow you guys on social media, as you know. But I have to read these names like Tidra Moses, Common, Pete Rock, Talib Kweli, J. Rawls, Marsha Ambrosius. What? Come on. I mean, the blend of entertainment that is coming to the expo, I mean, it's just legendary. And so how did the team come up with this cast? We got to talk about this one right here.
We always
'Cause
try to
it
keep
exceeded
it.
my expectations, Butch.
We always try to keep it balanced, you know. So you got your female vocalists, you got your hip hop, you know,
R&B.
You know, I'll give credit to my brother.
Okay.
With the Tidra Moses piece.
Okay. Shout out to bro. Yeah.
But no, yeah. So, but yeah, Tidra, you know, we
Incredible
grew up with her.
vocalist.
Yeah,
We're
and
fans
she's
of
celebrating her
Tidra.
20-year anniversary of Complex Simplicity.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's her signature
Their
album.
breakout
Okay.
album.
And so
Yeah.
we thought that was right to go after her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we made that decision before we saw she was dropping a Tiny Desk.
Oh yeah,
so
she
it
was on
like,
Tiny Desk.
Oh,
Right,
perfect.
right.
And she was
Yeah.
on
And then-
Tamron Hall show.
Alignment.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, great.
And then as
Yes.
far as like Talib Kweli and you know J. Rawls.
Shout out to
you
J.
know,
Rawls, my cousin.
Shout out to
Man,
J. Rawls.
Yeah, J. Rawls, man.
We're always
He's so
trying to
humble.
highlight
Yeah,
him
he is,
as
man.
like,
Yeah, he's over it. I think he's in New York right now,
Yeah.
teaming up with Pete Rock, and so
Yeah.
we're bringing Pete Rock. and,
Sirius XM.
You know,
and-
yeah, it's
Yeah.
powerful.
Good stuff. Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, it's good stuff. And so, really, again, it comes down to our own gut check and, you know, really looking at the people, who they are, because we'll watch interviews to see what they're talking about, what's on their mind,
Yeah,
what
be like,
motivates them.
That person got the right energy. Let's go after
Right.
them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, it just kind of, and then it really all just starts to fall together. I don't know how to explain it, but that's
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
But we're excited. We're very excited about everyone that's coming, and we're excited also that all of them, except for Tidra, and she's celebrating this 20 years, but the other three have current projects.
That's right.
Yes.
So they've all dropped projects within the last year.
Blazing. Yes. I noticed that.
Yeah. So
And
Marsha just did a video drop.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
to
she
Marsha.
did.
I'm
Shout out
so
to
excited
Marsha.
about her.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to meet her. She just seems like just a sweet spirit and just a true sister. So
From the
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah. You know, I've been a Floetry fan since
Oh,
the
man.
beginning.
day one.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Day
figure
one.
out.
I mean,
I'm going to
let's-
wear to that. Like, I got to look nice.
You know, you got the Floetry, you got your
Yes.
Common, you got Pete Rock. What?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm a
Talib.
Pete Rock CL
What?
Smooth fan from
Listen.
way
I
back.
mean, tell you.
Come on
Let me
now.
just tell
I
you.
mean,
Y'all
come
really
on.
did it this
Come on,
time.
y'all. If y'all ain't
Nah.
coming out, I'm like,
I'm telling you, Sherry.
We're-
I said I gotta get my hair done.
yeah.
I said if I'm gonna be in front of and then Common and Pete Rock, that album. My favorite record off that album was When the Sun Shines Again.
I love that song.
When I
too.
tell y'all I'm gonna pass
yeah,
out
yeah,
if they
yeah.
do that song at
Yeah.
this expo.
yeah,
Oh, he
I
got
love
so
that
many.
song
They
too.
got so many cuts.
But
on that
fortunate,
album.
I just
They
told
got a lot.
Butch this morning. I wake up. First of all, I always wake up every morning thanking God that I'm here, that I
Yes.
woke up and I'm breathing.
Gratitude.
But now every morning when I wake up, I hear Common's voice saying, "Fortunate to be
I mean,
alive."
you know,
Absolutely.
their
Every day.
music gives you life. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, it's the right energy.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what it's about.
And I just think including them on this year's lineup
Yeah.
was genius in terms of alignment with what you guys stand for.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about, like I'm a hip hop person. I mean, the
Lyrics
viewers
matter.
already know I'm a hip hop person.
Yeah,
But
lyrics
when I
matter.
listen to the lyrics of Common and Pete Rock and
For
J.
sure.
Rawls and Kweli,
For
Kweli's
sure.
so
Yeah.
intelligent.
Man,
Yeah.
man,
And even when you hear like Africa Dream, you hear the drumming.
man.
Yes.
You
Come
know,
on.
if you can walk, you can dance.
Yeah.
If you
Yes.
can talk, you can sing. You know,
Right,
and I'm
right,
just
right,
like, this
right.
is Butch and Cherie. This
Reflection,
is y'all's
reflection
values.
eternal.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You guys have, and then last year with Brother Jay and Brand Nubian, conscious hip hop.
Yeah.
When you talk about aligning with people that have the same values as you, you guys have your thumb on the pulse of exactly what the people who always support the expo are gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I told you at the shop, we've been talking about it for a month. Like, oh my goodness, like we
Yeah.
got to figure out what we're gonna wear because Common and Pete Rock and Kweli and J Rock, it's been crazy.
And a lot of times those so-called conscious artists are not brought to the forefront like they should be. And so we feel like it's our responsibility to
do that.
make sure, bring them out.
Because even going back to Rotimi and Kevin Ross,
Kelly
like
Price.
we're always trying to bring names that people may not know, but they should.
Absolutely, they
should.
Yeah, they should.
And so we hope that even for like the younger generations that don't know about these artists, or even some of the older ones, that they realize, oh my gosh, this is good music.
And
exactly.
And again, let's focus in on the fact that it's bigger than just the entertainment.
Yes,
it is.
Ohio Black Expo is about unifying our
bringing
people.
our people
In fact,
together.
we have we're going to announce it here. CBUS
Okay.
acronym.
Okay.
It stands for Celebrating Black Unity
Okay.
and Strength.
All right. I like that.
That's how we coming.
Butch the teacher has entered the chat. Butch the teacher. Did you see the hand
That's how we
movements?
coming. So,
Sister.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what we're gonna, I love
it's about
Butch
control,
the teacher.
Yes.
controlling the narrative.
The main
I
thing
love
to
it.
understand is we all know the history of Columbus. We won't go into it today. But
Absolutely.
But Columbus, the explorer, we know the history, and so it's good to claim what we feel it is.
But as far as the event, let's focus in on the fact that if you missed it in February, we were giving away free
tickets.
Black History Month.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
All month
a lot of
long.
people took advantage of that.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then, but the price now, is not. It's very
Still
reasonable.
affordable.
It's very reasonable for all that you're getting in those 2 days.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest. I was looking at another concert recently because I wanted to go
just for one artist.
for one artist.
For one main artist.
Yeah,
it's
one
like-
main artist. It's like $300.
I think I know who you're talking
on
about.
up, and I'm like,
Here you get
Like, I'll watch it on
getting
Netflix.
5. Yeah.
yeah,
When it comes
because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, people can't afford that,
in this economy.
and so we're doing our best to
kinda
make it
keep
affordable. But in order for us to keep this event
Right.
with the level of talent that we bring and the level of activity that we bring in the space where we are, we need support.
Yes.
We are a nonprofit. So,
Yes.
when you contribute, you're allowing us to keep doing what we're doing, not only with, the annual event, but with all of our programs and initiatives that
Right,
benefit
right.
Black families, Black businesses throughout the
Right.
year. So we want to make sure that people understand that. A lot of people still are like, oh, you're a nonprofit, or, oh, they think it's the Butch and Cherie show. It's not.
Y'all have a team. Y'all have a.
We are blessed to lead, a wonderful team, a wonderful organization that's doing great work. And so, it's not about us. We're in the back.
Yeah, and then we talked about the businesses. It is about highlighting Black businesses, but it's also about exposing our youth.
Yes.
And so we do have an HBCU college fair that's going to be taking place right after the parade, the kickoff parade, which is going to feature, a lot of different youth groups, community organizations, whatnot. So we're looking forward to that. And
young people that are coming for the college fair get free tickets.
Okay.
And children 10 and under are always free, but for the youth that are coming for the college fair, they get free tickets.
Okay. No, it's going down.
I have a question. So, what do you guys do in the off season when outside of the expo? Like, how can people engage with you?
What is that? No,
Is it y'all year round like the NFL now, or is it
I
like?
mean,
year
real talk. There is no off season.
yeah, we
mean-
try to take like a week during the summer for a family vacation, but outside of that, there's no off season.
Yeah. We
It's a
keep
year-round
it
plan.
keep it moving.
Yeah,
Keep it
it's
moving.
year-round planning for this event, and again, the other programs and initiatives that we have.
So how can folks engage with you when you're not outside of the expo? Are there any events where families can tap in and students can tap in with the expo and the work that you're doing?
The best way to do that is by going to OhioBlackExpo.com, staying tapped in that way, and subscribing, following us on social media at Black Excellence on every platform.
So I keep hearing about the Friday events for the Expo weekend. Everybody's calling it the Expo weekend, like Super Bowl weekend, and I love it. I love the language buzzing around this event. And so can you guys talk a little bit about some of the events that are going to take place on that Friday?
So we do have each year we have a networking event. We want, especially business owners or people that want to network with people from other places to come, to that event on Friday.
And we're
evening.
always encouraging people to go out and support our local Black-owned businesses in the community. So we do have a Black business directory. It's called HUKU, HUKU, and it's powered by Ohio Black Expo. And so you can go there, you can tap in, you can see a list of restaurants, businesses that you can and we're focusing on our weekend, but we want this to be a whole mentality shift so people will support 365.
Absolutely. We have families, people coming in from 33 different states. For the last 2 years we've had, I think the first year we had people come from about 20, 25 different states. And now it's 33. It's really
Europe,
everywhere.
Africa.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I told
South
you about
America,
the
DR.
had
South
the Nigerian jollof rice last year. I'm telling you, people from all over the diaspora, all over the country.
Special announcement: Ghana will definitely be heavily represented.
Yes.
So they're bringing.
I saw that on the schedule.
Ghana Dance Association is coming, which is a big group.
We have
also
some
the
dignitaries
Ghana
coming.
Tourism Authority is going to be coming through.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a group to talk about dual citizenship and how we can come over there, purchase property.
That's important.
I mean, we got to start thinking outside of the box. This is cool. We need to make this space here in America good for us. At the same time, we need to be looking at the motherland too.
Absolutely. I think that's important because we keep hearing about like the immigration, like Trump and the immigration policies and things like that. You guys always seem to know exactly what current events you need to align with for us to stay informed. And I don't know if y'all get enough credit for y'all. Like y'all think of everything, and your team. Credit to the whole team. But like even Butch, you just mentioned the mixer and the Black Business Directory. I didn't know about the Black paper products that you guys told us about, and then the water company, that bottled water company. Shout out to Drip.
Drip.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, later for Ice Mountain. I mean, shout out to Ice Mountain or whatever. I want to get in trouble, but I didn't know until you guys brought them to the front. So you guys have so much to share.
Right.
So
right.
much,
We
the expo's not just about being entertained and going to the food trucks. It's about being exposed to things you didn't know about.
For
that
sure.
aren't necessarily mainstream.
And we're still learning. We're constantly learning new things.
Yeah, we get excited when we see it. Like, oh shoot.
But to focus in the Black-owned toilet paper.
Yeah.
I mean, people like toilet paper. Everybody uses it.
It's
Everybody
essential.
has to
So there's a Black-owned toilet paper called Leafy, based here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And we did a post on them. We actually reposted a post from it was called We Buy Black back in the day. I can't remember the new name.
I followed them on IG.
Not Spora.
Okay.
So anyways,
that's right.
we reposted it on TikTok. That joint is like viral. So people around the nation are tapped in with Leafy, but
And
people in
people
Ohio
here,
still don't even know
They
about
still
it.
got to get on code.
So guess what? Leafy is coming to the Ohio Black Expo.
I hope they sell out.
They want to set up shop. They're
Yeah.
going to be talking to the people. So we're excited about that.
I hope they sell out.
And it's about, it's about quality too. Like we've been getting it delivered since the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so that's
We are trying to
literally
highlight-
2021. But the thing is, we ran out recently, and which normally doesn't happen because I got it timed right.
It's
And
a
I was
Leafy
like,
commercial. It's a Leafy commercial.
yeah, I'm sorry. But honestly,
it's real, though.
I want to
But
speak
this
to
is
the
just an
quality of
example.
Black
Right.
businesses.
This
This
is
is
an
just
example.
one example of one company. But I went to get, I'm not giving shine to any national brands, but probably the most popular national brand that you know of. And I was like, this stuff is horrible because I've been using Leafy for 4 years.
We have quality products.
We have
That's
quality
right.
products.
That's
Leafy,
right.
if
We
you
got to
want to
tap
come
in and
on,
support with them.
if Leafy wants to come on and talk about it,
We are the
the
doors
door is
are
open.
open.
Yeah, there it
The
is.
red carpet
Put
is
the
rolled
word
out.
out.
Hey,
It's
yeah,
open. Yeah.
we'll let them know. We'll let them know.
Yes, absolutely.
But
So
yeah.
shout out to Leafy.
But it's the same with, a lot of Black businesses. As, for our people, we have to have more trust in who we are and really give Black businesses a chance. And even on the off chance that you're not happy, let that business owner know in a constructive criticism way, and then give them another chance. Because we don't have the resources that these big international conglomerates have, but we do have power, we do have quality, we do have dedication, we do have passion for what we do. So we have to do that better. We have to be better about that, because
especially if it's not at Meyer and Kroger.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to go online. And we saw what happened with Tabitha Douglas a few months back. Not Tabitha Douglas, Tabitha Brown.
Oh, Tabitha Brown, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw Target have trouble, and her products were there. And then I'm like, why don't you just have your own site or where people can order from you directly? You don't have to depend on a big corporation.
Logistics are tough, though.
Things have changed.
Logistics are tough. Logistics are tough. If you've got a product, it's tough to get it out there, because even the logistics companies, they've this whole supply chain, they've kept us out of it intentionally. We've been kept out of the supply chain intentionally. And so we have to build that from within. We have the power to do it. We just have to do it.
Yeah, we cannot be dependent upon anybody to help us. I mean, I always say we have very few allies.
Yeah.
We have to look within and support each other.
And we can. Think back to the time where literally, here in this country, we were coming out of slavery, had nothing but the clothes on our back, and most of the time not even shoes on our feet. And what we built, these Black Wall Streets across the country,
the thing that
with
was missing,
nothing.
And the thing that was missing with that time period is we got to be able to protect. Once we build it up, we got to be able to protect.
Right, we can't have another Rosewood. We can't have another Black Wall Street. That is so important. And just to piggyback off what you said, Butch, is I have an ancestor. She's passed on now, but she used to talk about our people on my dad's side were from Brownsville, Tennessee. Shout out to Brownsville, Tennessee. Shout out to Mayor Joe Rawls. But we had a system, our people did. And he was like, she was like, we didn't depend on money. If you knew the person who had the lumber yard,
you could barter and trade.
Or you had Butch has the tomatoes and the chickens.
That's right.
And then Cherie has a dress shop and a tailor shop.
That's
and so we would just all use our exactly.
And we still can do that.
And we can still do that without depending on money. We didn't have money anyway, to your point, coming out of slavery.
That's right.
But the Indians would help us survive down. That's why you see so many marriages between Indians in Tennessee and Black folks, because they were like, we haven't been using money all this time.
Yeah.
So we don't need
it.
This money to survive and build and grow in our own community.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Lincoln Heights right now.
Yeah.
Lincoln Heights and outside of Cincinnati is a Black community. We have to we got to look at reestablishing those types of
protect those
places.
Didn't Lincoln Heights just show up?
They showed up.
Like
they
had
showed
them
up
hood
big.
boys. They showed
up big. I mean, and that's what it's that's what it's about. We got to protect our spaces
and stand on business.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask. We talked a little bit about this off camera, but I follow Dr. Umar, and I just want you guys to clear up some stuff, or maybe even just address some stuff. I follow him on IG, and I noticed his tour schedule, and he announced that he'll be at the expo. And so could you guys both speak on the importance of his presence at an event like this?
So I'll just briefly say, people can create controversy wherever they want to.
Right.
And especially when someone's coming strong, there can be controversy. But if someone has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and it can lend to the struggle that we're in, then we're okay, with making sure people can hear them.
So, and what he's going to be doing. So we have we have two different groups of speakers. On Saturday, we have the African Diaspora News Channel, which is comprised of Phil Scott, Vicky Dillard, Demetria Kay. They have a whole team scattered throughout the Africa and the diaspora. And but those three in particular are going to come. They're going to do a live stream, a live show on Saturday on the empowerment stage. So this is something new. It's on the empowerment stage. That's Saturday. On Sunday is going to be Dr. Umar. He's going to be Dr. Umar is a certified school psychologist.
Yes.
And so he is going to be doing a workshop on psycho-academic Holocaust on black boys and black girls.
Okay. So it's very
Because
specific.
it's very,
Right.
and it's dealing with the assault of our kids in the education system. Our
Right.
kids are not getting what they need.
Yeah.
And it's detrimental to them, and it's detrimental to our community. So he's going to be addressing that in a
Absolutely.
workshop.
He's
So,
an expert in that area.
So,
He's an
yeah.
expert.
it's important.
Yeah. And whether or
Yeah.
not people agree with everything he says, if you're an
Right.
expert
Well-
and you know your stuff, then you know you have an obligation or responsibility to educate the people about these things. Because
Yeah,
we don't,
and the
we
thing
may not
is,
know.
we're not. I mean, one thing we have to do as a people is learn how to get on code. We're not going to agree on every
everything.
single
Right. I don't
topic.
agree with my mom on everything.
I mean, for
Like,
real. I
love her,
mean,
yeah.
I mean, we're not. We're just not.
Right.
But when it's time to, move in
Work
the same
together.
direction, we need to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the
And-
truth is the truth, regardless who it comes from.
Yeah.
The truth sounds like the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless whoever it comes from. And
So-
we see him going viral for things and stuff like that, and people
Yeah.
have the right to agree or disagree. But I think he's perfect about to your point about what he knows about black boys, what he knows about the education system and things like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to that as well. And so I want to switch gears a little bit because I wanted to talk about the HBCU Unity Zone. And I'm excited about it because it's all about excellence,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so can you guys
So-
explain what the Unity Zone is?
It's about just bringing folks together again. It's it's a theme of togetherness. All right. So in Ohio, you have 2 HBCUs: Central State,
Yeah, shout out to Central.
Central State
We love
University.
Central State.
All right, the Marauders, and then Wilberforce University.
That's right.
All right, those are the 2 HBCUs in Ohio. But we want to welcome, people from all, friends and supporters of HBCUs just to come out. It's going to be a special, area designated.
It's like
where
a
people
tent.
a little HBCU vibe,
Yeah.
and then it's going to be adjacent to the HBCU College Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
So, yeah.
HBCU and Divine Nine groups as well.
Right.
That we're welcoming in. And, there are chapters of alumni groups and Divine Nine groups
Yeah.
all over the
Again,
state.
the expo, there's something for everybody. So that we don't want to forget about the family zone.
Yes.
Like, we're going to have a major family zone sponsored by Root. Root is a local organization.
Shout out to Root.
Man,
Yeah, yeah.
Root is doing that work, protecting
Yes.
black mothers, black babies. And we're going to have, you got the little soccer zone and
Oh, yeah.
bounce houses.
Yeah, the Columbus
we're
crew.
gonna
Columbus crew will be down there.
Going to have a mini yoga fest.
Yeah,
We're going to have a mini yoga fest.
yeah. So we'll have
Black
yoga both
yogis
days.
coming in from throughout, from Cincinnati, Cleveland.
Yeah.
They coming down.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
You seen a
Y'all
you seen a
thought of
yoga
everything.
fest? You seen
Listen,
yeah, come on.
Listen, y'all thought of everything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to
Shout out to Mama Fry.
Mama Fry.
shout out to Mama Fry.
Victoria Fry.
But I wanted to make a note here too for the viewers. Butch, you are a HBCU graduate, correct?
For sure.
Right. And so
Proud.
I wanted to talk a little bit about because some people are like some of the generations that are coming up don't really even know
Yeah.
how HBCUs came about or what an HBCU means.
Yeah.
And
that's
I was just going to ask you just very briefly, just for the audience, can you talk a little bit about your experience
yeah.
in undergrad at a HBCU?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a small town outside of Dayton from Piqua, Ohio. Shout out to Piqua. Yeah. All right. Proud Piqua. All right. But yeah, my father went to Central State, and I have almost 20 family members that graduated from Central State.
Shout out to Central.
My brother went to Central State.
Son went to
And
Central State.
it's just a special. It's a family atmosphere.
Right.
When you go to it's not just at Central State. It's at any HBCU.
Yeah.
That's why, if you meet somebody from another HBCU, you instantly vibe with them because they know the experience that you went through. They know that, it was just, it's family.
Yeah.
And so, HBCUs were developed out of the necessity, because we were not allowed to
Segregation.
go to
Exactly.
their institutions.
PWIs.
And that's okay. I mean, hey, our HBCUs are thriving. We have they produce
I think it's
the
80
majority,
80%
the majority
of, doctors,
of so-called
60
black professionals,
70% of
the judges, the
judges,
lawyers, the doctors,
they
the
all start at
teachers,
HBCU.
they're coming out of HBCUs, but only 10% of our black students attend HBCUs.
Right. That's what
So
I'm
imagine the potential
so only
we're missing out on.
Right.
is producing over 50%. Imagine if we take that 10% up. The majority of our students should be attending, HBCU. So that is why we had a college fair to expose not only the students but the parents.
Because counselors aren't necessarily doing that.
And I am
They're
a,
not. They don't.
and that is one of the
Keep it
reasons
going.
why I got my master's degree in school counseling, because I felt the need to have a person like that in the schools who can make sure the students are getting that information that they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, a lot of students don't know that they don't even think they have the potential to go to college.
Right.
And then when they realize that HBCUs are more affordable and there is a path, and it is someplace where they'll feel loved and welcomed. It's
And
like,
seen and
okay,
appreciated.
yeah, it's like, okay, I can go and I will thrive, and they do.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's just important for us to protect Black institutions. And one of the best ways that we can do that is by sending our youth there. If you're going to get the Pell Grant anyway, if you're going to get scholarships, send them to HBCUs. But just based on, we have this perception that the education there is not as good, but they're accredited and they're producing.
Absolutely.
Black professionals at a high level, so
that are multifaceted. Like Butch is a teacher, an organizer, a planner. My sister Rashida, shout out to Rashida, she went to Spelman.
Rashida.
Okay,
She is an editor. She is an educator. She's she's all these. She can do all these things. And my cousin Chuck went to Morehouse. He can do it's not just one gift.
That's right.
Like you learn how to do other things along with whatever it is you're studying in your career.
That's right.
And you add on layers.
So getting back to the expo, I mean, it's about elevating Black institutions and Black businesses and all of that. So if you do go to Huku, you will find a list of the 100
All of them.
HBCUs along with the businesses,
And Black
along with
banks.
banking institutions. So
They're all
we
on
have
You guys
more
covered
than we
everything.
Yeah.
Y'all covered everything.
So we want to also highlight the fact that the HBCU College Fair is taking place on Saturday right after the parade. If you have young people, the best time to arrive is on Saturday morning.
Right
The
before
gates
the
open
parade?
at 11.
Okay.
The parade is at noon, and the college fair is immediately following. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a good time. And then send your little ones down to the family zone for
Absolutely.
bounce houses and a good time.
Absolutely. And so I wanted to ask just very quickly, what kind of vendors and food trucks can we expect this year? 'Cause last year was off the hook, and every year y'all just go all out. So what can we expect?
We get excited
this year?
because we see new vendors and
We got some new ones. We got
food
some regulars
trucks
coming back.
coming.
We got some regulars coming back.
some
Shout out to
favorites.
Dirt Rich Brew and Family Affair.
Delish.
But,
I got
Delish.
shout out Delish.
But
we got new vegan. We're plant based, so we got
We're
some new
plant-based
vegan.
too, yeah.
Turtle Island.
Right.
Turtle Island's coming back.
Turtle Island is
Turtle
yeah.
Island?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, we got something for
so
everybody. Something for everybody.
Yeah.
About 20 food trucks will be
Food trucks?
represented.
Yeah.
And
And
then
some additional food vendors.
food vendors. Desserts, beverages, all Black owned. So we're not doing what you buy. Yeah, we're doing Black owned beverages.
Yeah.
so
Including the water. Again,
Including
shout
the
out to
water,
Drip.
yeah.
Drip will
Shout out
be
to
back
Drip.
as our official water vendor. And so they, we purchase water from them for our crew, for stage crew, for hospitality. And then also people can buy the Drip water. It's and they are getting orders from having such a heavy presence last year.
Yeah.
They have been able to expand
Right.
their business. So that's what it's
Clothing,
all about.
art vendors will be represented also.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. You guys seem to prioritize inclusivity. I've been plant-based since I was 5 years old.
Yes.
And the vegan truck, you know what I mean? You got the seafood out there. You got
Oh,
the
yeah.
beignets. You got the Louisiana Creole stuff. You got the
Yes.
fried chicken.
Yeah,
You know,
shout out
can-
to Way Down Yonder.
Yeah,
We're
you
excited
know,
about that.
And can you guys just talk about why it's a priority for you guys to be so inclusive with the expo?
We just want, the diaspora is vast.
Yeah.
That's how
We
it
have, our culture is so rich. And even though, the Caribbean has some of their own flavor, and obviously the motherland has its own flavor, and we have our own flavor here. And even Europeans, there's a whole nother culture there, but we're all connected. If you
Yes.
notice, there are certain things that connect all of us. Obviously, music and dance, those are given, but even just culturally, we all are connected, and it's important for us to remember the strength of that connection.
It's a special shout out to Soca.
Special shout out, yes. So
Soca
we'll have
happening.
the Caribbean curators in the house with, the full carnival gear and
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Soca.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah.
It's going down.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
excited about that. Of course, we'll have African dance again and drumming and
DJs.
just DJs for sure.
Great
Every
DJs. Shout out
genre
to-
you can think of, and
What's up?
country. We got a little country
Hey.
coming, just a little
This
country
ain't
vibe.
Texas. Woo!
Little
Ain't no
country,
hold
it's
up.
country vibe. I don't know.
country
I don't know
vibe.
if that
Because y'all know
artist
black
wants to-
folks
yeah.
started country. Like
Yeah.
people don't like
Yeah.
people like to
Yeah.
come down on Beyonce.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gonna-
But cowboys were cowboys.
Man, we got-
White men were called cattle men. Listen,
Yeah.
I could talk about this all day.
Yes.
But my dad was a musician, and the fact that there's cowboys, there's some country gonna be. Listen, come through. It's
Just a
something
little
for
taste.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something for
something
everybody.
for
Something for
everyone.
everybody.
And
Go
no
to
one gets
Ohio,
left out. Yeah.
Ohio
Blackexpo.com.
Blackexpo.com.
That's
Ohio
right.
Blackexpo.com.
Yeah. Well,
right.
we're in the process of getting the full schedule up.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we get a lot of calls and emails. What time is this? What time is that?
Everything
what
will
day
be
is this? What day is
on the
that?
website.
Yeah, we'll have that in the coming week or so.
Okay, and so I'm excited about that. And so, where can folks go to purchase tickets?
Same thing. Ohio
OhioBlackExpo.com.
That
Yeah.
is the go-to spot.
Exclusively. That is. We are.
Oh, shout out.
shout out to Miles.
So everybody's familiar with Eventbrite. You've heard of
Mm-hmm.
that ticketing system. But this year, we're going with a Black-owned ticketing system called Mile.
Exclusively.
MYLE.
Yes.
Based right here in
In
Columbus,
Columbus.
Ohio.
And
So
they-
this is another example.
Yeah.
And they're one of the largest.
national
They're
platform.
one of the largest ticketing systems, Black-owned ticketing systems in the nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you are an organizer and you're doing an event, consider using Mile.
Consider
For
using
your
Mile.
ticketing
Yeah,
Because
for
we
sure.
are
Shout out to
way,
Kevin Lloyd.
as a community, we
Yeah.
are way too heavy on Eventbrite.
Yeah.
We're giving them
Yeah.
people way too much money.
Right, they're
Just
getting
saying.
wealthy.
So we, we've used we used the Eventbrite previously.
Yeah.
But, we're happy with Mile. We've had a great experience. We've got thousands and thousands of tickets that have been distributed through the platform, and no issues. It hasn't crashed. It, even when it was super heavy, we were seeing our stuff was dinging like literally every second. No problems.
The system works.
The system works.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke. So,
Boom.
But
yeah.
we appreciate
No, I
y'all.
love
We do
that.
have some special grab the,
Yeah. We
grab
can get a
the-
close up on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. got a little special
Oh, so these bags for all of the students that participate in the college fair are
We got
going to
the
get.
merch.
This for Brother Charles.
Yes, yes.
You know, he coming with the, you know what I'm saying?
You want to slide on in?
Yeah, camera grab that. You got your,
Yes, yes.
that's, and then you do tea.
Oh my gosh,
You
I
got
love
the-
it. Yes, I'm
you
a
know,
coffee drinker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
Got some lanyards in there for you.
Yeah. No,
But
we
yeah,
love a
all
good
the
goodie bag.
students, all the students
All
are
the-
going to get this bag. The students that participate in the college fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll
Get a bag.
also get
Snack,
snack.
some drip water.
and a voucher for food trucks.
Yep.
And they have to, and that's Friday,
It's going to be
Saturday
Saturday
morning.
It's gonna be
Saturday.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning.
And a lot of those students are going to be the students that participate in the parade.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Okay,
wanna-
cool.
yeah.
That's yeah. I'm glad we
Shout out
mentioned
to Linda McKinley, East High School and Afrocentric.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to
we'll
them.
have that registration up on our website as well.
Okay.
But
All
we,
right.
hey, we greatly appreciate
Yeah,
you know, you
I know you
guys.
guys. Listen, all you guys got
are
another meeting
fantastic.
coming up. But
Queen's Address.
very quickly, can y'all please to share your social media so people can go and see any of the events coming up and any changes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Black Excellence
Yeah. So
at
that's
Black Excellence on Instagram,
like this.
TikTok,
Black Expo.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Or you can just type in Ohio Black Expo, either one.
It should come
But
up.
yeah, check
And
us
they
out
can
on
go there
social
for
media.
updates,
LinkedIn,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Subscribe via email. Go. Follow us on social media. We're constantly putting out new information and announcements.
yeah. The number one place to go though is the website ohioblackexpo.com.
Okay.
Yeah, because the green tickets button is there.
All right.
Oh,
All they
and
have to do is
the
click.
question came up before: can tickets be purchased at the gate? Yes, they can.
Okay, good.
However, they're more expensive.
Uh-oh.
So we always say just get your
'em now.
tickets now.
And I wanted to ask too: is it possible to sell out? Like, is there a ticket limit? Because-
there.
Nah, let's
There-
let's have that
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be a good problem
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have.
Like
I
if
mean,
there's a
yeah.
capacity issue,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
know, because y'all got some heavy hitters, Grammy winners and stuff
We
coming.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
and
I'm
our
like, I want
ticket,
to
be
our
it's a
ticket,
big part.
Yeah.
It's a big part.
the way that our tickets are going right now, we're higher than we have been.
Yeah, we definitely
know.
expect this to be the biggest.
So
the
yeah,
biggest
this
one.
we see
biggest
this being
one
the
yet.
big.
But yeah.
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Butch,
All right.
Cherie Hamilton, the Hamiltons. Thank you so much.
Shout out to I want to shout
I
out
appreciate y'all.
to definitely the entire Ohio Black Expo family.
Yes.
Our team, our
Killing it.
boards.
Yes.
Just we
Lot of
can't
people
we
behind
don't
the
do this
scenes.
alone. We can't do this
Yeah.
alone.
A lot of people behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Mama
that goes
Rhonda
into it.
D. Robinson, the founder.
Shout
Rhonda
out
D.
to her.
Much
Robinson.
respect.
Yeah,
I had the
Respect.
privilege of meeting her at the
Yeah.
press conference.
yeah,
And then
she's
shout
amazing.
out to you guys. We
Shout out to
appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the king and
Beautiful
the queen.
family.
Aw,
Listen,
Yeah.
we are so
Queen.
proud
We're
of
at the
y'all.
Queen's Address podcast.
Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you, King. We appreciate y'all and thanks for coming on the show today.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
And thank you
We'll
for
see you
tuning
in
in to
May.
the Queen's Address podcast. Peace, King. Peace, Queen. Get your tickets.
Queen